Sports bettors, what is going on? Jimmy here with GHOSTPICKS, ATS.com, Week 5 NFL opening line report. We have a lot to talk about. We're going to go over the good, the bad, future odds. We're going to touch on some of the best props that I can see maybe jumping into now. But most importantly, it's our $100 giveaway for the weekend. If you can guess the correct score right now between the Ravens and the Bengals, and I'm going to give you a lean on that as one of my favorite plays of the week. We're going to touch on that towards the end of the video. If you guys don't know, I've been on YouTube about 5 years right now, breaking down all sports betting stuff. We're about to pass 18.6K subs. So if you are new, do me a favor, take a moment and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I appreciate everyone that jumps in here every single day. And it never goes unnoticed. I really appreciate everyone that hits the like button. Let's try to break 100 likes. And we have a lot to talk about. Week 5, a week that I'm kind of excited for. I've been going through numbers already. I wrote everything down before we hit any simulations or any numbers or any data. So everything I talk about here is completely either looking in retrospect from week before, looking into schedules, weather, big stuff with weather coming into recent numbers here. And as we kind of look at games that might actually have true numbers, true value, stuff that can't gather data from, I'm going to touch on that. We have big lines. I think the Steelers are 14 versus the Bills at Buffalo here with Pickett. I'm going to touch on all that. The only thing I ask you guys is you guys give me a thumbs up in the video. Get down in that comment section. Check out our website. We do daily blogs over there. I'm not here to promote anything. I'm 22-11 this NFL season. I have a $500 rest of the season promo. That is pinned in the comment section as well. Also, all the odds I talk about today when we go through everything will be brought to you by FanDuel. If you guys would like to click the affiliation link, you get a little bit of free money. I do as well. That is also pinned in the comment section. Again, welcome to the channel. Let's get to week 5. What a crazy schedule. You know, the Thursday game is poop, right? Thursday is the Colts and the Broncos. Broncos favored. Obviously, the Colts have been struggling here. Will that Broncos offense do anything? Or is there number 2 or 3 ranked defense in the NFL going to have to slow this one down? I'll leave that up to debate for you guys. No true value at all on that right now, unless you run numbers. Let you guys into that crazy game in the comment section. And then don't forget Sunday, London game. I know a lot of people forgot about the Saints and Vikings game, but we have another London game. Early action, guys. Make sure you're up before 9 or 6 if you're on the West Coast. AM, Giants and Packers, super high total. Packers -8 coming off a dogfight win against the Patriots there. But I'm gonna quickly jump to that game right now. I'm leaning already automatically Packers -8. Don't know Daniel Jones situation. I know a lot of people don't like him as quarterback or say negative things about him, but without him running around, scrambling, finding anything possible, I don't know what they're going to do in the quarterback position. You know, their backups, it's just ugly situation on offense with them as well. Packers are very good on defense. That's what's been keeping them in games all year. Obviously, Saquon, which we're about to touch on here, he's the number 1 rushing back right now in the NFL. He just took over Nick Chubb. So Packers contain Saquon, which is very hard. Those legs are like this big on him. And I think that they could get the job done. I really like the Packers -8 for that early action for you guys in London. But then we have a plethora of other games. We have some kind of trappy looking games. We're going to give you 2 dog games, my favorite total, which will be on the Bengals and the Ravens. And then most importantly, talk Super Bowl odds. Stuff there I think there's value now, right? Doing this professionally, betting on sports professionally for a living. I try to look into, you know, obviously you can't account for injuries. That's the worst part about it. But if you're telling me I can get the best team in the NFC at +750 to win the Super Bowl, you know, there's always that hedging option when you get there. You know, here we are in the week 5. It's not a long NFL season, but there's always a great opportunity to jump in and dive when there's potential, right? You can get the Buccaneers, I think, at over plus 1,000. If you like them to come out of the NFC, the Rams are even a plus 1,000. And some of these, it's good just to have a ticket in. So when we go to the Super Bowl, in the event that there's that option to hedge, you have that ability to guarantee and lock yourself in some profit. So again, if you guys like what I'm doing here, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up in the video. We are going into our dog plays. We kind of touched on the fact that we talked on the Buffalo Bills against the Steelers. I'm going to be completely off that game, but if you guys want an early lean, I kind of like the Bills. I think going back home, some tough weather games, outgaining the Dolphins by like almost 300 total yards and losing that game. Atrocious conditions in Baltimore this weekend. And now you're hosting a backup quarterback. I don't account him for his interceptions. By the way, I think they were great balls. I think his receivers are accountable. And Kenny Pickett's the real deal. He's going to change the atmosphere there. But I really am leaning the Bills minus the heavy number here. It's just they're on another level. Josh Allen, the number 2 quarterback for passing yards, 1227. He's just been absolutely phenomenal. He's literally been phenomenal. He could do it all. And it's kind of scary to think what he's going to continue to do when he has good weather. So hopefully there's good weather in Buffalo. If so, I will lay the wood with them against Pittsburgh. But our dogs, okay? I like to go into the dogs. And these are kind of like the official leans for the video and stuff. We have to go into the Chargers and the Browns game. Very, very deceiving game. You know, it's very tough with the Browns this year. It really is. We have a banged up Chargers team on offense and defense, and we have a Browns team that just lost to the Falcons. Pathetic performance overall. The Falcons not even genuinely good on offense. Come lay a dud, and now you're hosting the number 1 quarterback in the NFL right now, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, besides his passer rating, I think Patrick Mahomes is number 1. Justin Herbert's number 2. He has the most yards in the NFL. This guy's an absolute stud. Justin Herbert is going into Cleveland, where it's a very tough place to play. And of course, the line's only 3. We seen about 2 weeks ago there with the Jaguars game against the Chargers, complete blowout. Jaguars dominated from start to finish there. I think we're going to see something in that nature. A close game, but I like the Browns to cover here. I'm going to take the Browns on the money line for your first dog play of the weekend. Browns plus 125, and I want to kind of lock that in now. Listen, it's tough to play in Cleveland. Nick Chubb is the number 2 running back in the NFL. I think they just find their rhythm here. This is not the best Charger defense. They almost blew the game and the lead against the Houston Texans here. We are talking a whole different caliber of talent, a whole different caliber of gameplay with the Cleveland Browns compared to the Texans. Your number 1 dog play of the weekend, locking in on money line, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Cleveland Browns on the money line to get the job done against the Chargers. I also think it'll be one of the number 1 public fades of the weekend as well. So it's always better to be on the opposite side of the public for games like this. Okay, we're going into the number 2 dog play of the weekend, which will be the Washington Commanders, a team that I cannot stand. I obviously am an Eagles fan, proud Eagles fan right now, the only undefeated team in the NFL. But Carson Wentz stinks. He does. But you know what? I think the Commanders have to come out of it this weekend. Looking at the line, looking at the value, and again, the general public here, it's very, very tough to lay 2.5 points. I know the key number is 3. Do you take the 2.5 with the Commanders? I'm going to keep this one short. I like the Washington Commanders money line, plus 120 as my second dog of the day. And I don't like having my videos over 10 minutes, so I'm kind of rambling through here. We have a couple other things to touch on. But then we have to look into our giveaway video, and I have to give a free play on it, right? So we're going Ravens and Bengals, which closes out Sunday night, primetime game, which kind of stinks because a lot of primetime games tend to go under. The under success rate for the primetime games is phenomenal, but I like the over here. I really, really do. Hopefully we have good weather in Baltimore. Cincy, Baltimore, super close line here. Obviously, Ravens getting the favor. but this defense and coaching has been in shambles this year. They really are. They're in freaking shambles. They're the 30th ranked defense, giving up almost 450 yards a game, 25 points. They're super, super tough to watch on the defensive side. But if you kind of look more in depth to everything, the Bengals kind of need to continue to bounce back. They need to find their playmakers, need to get Chase in the end zone. And I'm not really going to go off their great game against the Dolphins, because that's a game that they very well should have lost. If Tua was healthy, they were moving the ball very easy. I think this is a game where Lamar Jackson has a field day against that awful Bengal defense. But most importantly, I think since he's going to come right back at it. This is a bad, this is the not normal Raven defense that we're seeing. This line is too short. My favorite total play of the weekend is the Ravens and the Bengals over 48. And again, it stinks. It's a prime time game. It just stinks when it's like that, you know? I wish it was just a regular game, not the prime time Sunday night game. But that is my favorite total of the weekend. Now, I want to kind of look into some bigger things that I like to do. I like to wager on some stuff in season, whether it's getting the best number, still value on it. These are things that I like to look forward to. That way I have a guaranteed ticket at the end of the year. And, you know, you're just looking through the rushing leaders, right? I still like Henry to win the rushing champ. I really do. I think the Titans are turning the corner, starting to feed him a little bit more, changing up that offense. But right now, as it stands, the rushing leader is Saquon. Will he stay healthy? That's another thing to take into consideration. Nick Chubb, and then number 3 is Miles Sanders. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this up, you know, I was looking through the stats for MVP, which I'm gonna bring them on the screen here shortly. But Lamar Jackson's number 9, right? Lamar Jackson's number 9. If they could figure out this defense, continue to get him in the end zone, get Andrews more touchdowns through the air. This is a very threatening Ravens team. Very, very threatening Ravens team. I would look to maybe lock them in as Super Bowl champs. You know, coming out of that division is tough, but MVP odds, Lamar Jackson, you cannot take that away from him right now. The defense is blowing games. The coaches is blowing games, but man, he's top 10. You know, one of the best offenses. I think they get better here throughout the year. Remember, this is only week 5. Small sample size, and we got big numbers for some players here. But, you know, look at that. See if you can find some odds for rushing champs right now. You know, I think Miles Sanders is a good look to have. There's a couple other running backs that were, you know, projected that are still down there that you can find really good odds on. So take a look at that. And remember that when we talk about MVP, Lamar Jackson is plus 550 right now to win MVP. I think that's definitely something that we should highly, highly consider. Now, passing champs, you know, a play that was on my NFL futures, which I still have locked in for a heavy wager. Justin Herbert leads the way. Then we have Allen, Josh Allen, you know, but number 5, right? Number 5, Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia Eagles, MVP, tied with Lamar Jackson at odds, brought to you by FanDuel, plus 550. We have guys with big numbers. The only undefeated team right now, right? Tough game versus Cardinals coming up. 4 rushing touchdowns. This guy's scary. Jalen Hurts is my best athlete so far of the 2022 season. Without a doubt, playing for the Philadelphia Eagles, my home team. Which brings me to Super Bowl odds, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. The reason why I wanted to do this, I just made a big bet on Eagles to win the Super Bowl and the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl. And I know it's kind of crazy, but let's be honest here. Who's coming out of the NFC? It's definitely not Cooper Rush and the Cowboys or whoever they play. It's definitely not the 49ers. It's something to consider, highly consider. I mean, who is honestly going to come out of the NFC? NFC North is atrocious. it's, you know, it's just something to very consider. And I like the Eagles, the way that they're playing. I did not agree at all with their coaching call. Sirianni for sure should have kicked the field goal at the end of the game. Guarantee that 4-0 season. Instead, you're only up 8. You give the ball back to the Jaguars. Thank God our defense is probably one of the best in the league. But I'll tell you what, sloppy coaching right now. You have to lock that win in. You cannot give the ball back there. Going for it on 4th and 3, that made no sense to me at all whatsoever. But you can get the Eagles right now at plus 750 odds to win the Super Bowl. You can get the Buccaneers for a plus 1,000, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I didn't write down the odds here. But these are just things that I would consider, you know, who's going to come out of the NFC. If you have a big ticket on them, you know, for $500 or $1,000 or something like that, you know, and you're going into the Super Bowl now, they might be minus money or they're plus 120 or something similar of that nature. You could really guarantee yourself a good hefty chunk of change. So definitely take a look at those Super Bowl odds. Take a look at those rushing leaders, those passing leaders. And when you're looking into the MVP, you know, I think Josh Allen was 350 last week, and this week he's bumped up a little bit more. You can get better odds on him. You know, this is all stuff that I like to look when crunching numbers, looking in the projected schedule, strength of schedule. I'm really big on getting some numbers on the Eagles. It kind of stinks because they're 4-0 right now. But especially Jalen Hurts MVP, Lamar Jackson MVP, and then you kind of ride the wave with some of these big tickets in the future. So that's what I have for you guys today. Kind of a little weird off script opening line report for week 5, but I like going in depth with this. I like making some small wagers on some of these long shots. But hey, the way some of these teams are playing right now, if you're getting plus big money still, easy schedules on the horizon. The only thing that could prevent these from winning are the unfortunate injuries. So definitely take a look at that, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping in to my videos. Get your butts in the comment section. If you're not on board my NFL season, check that out. It'll be in the comment section as well. And if you guys want to take a look at the odds for yourself on FanDuel, don't forget to sign up using that link in the comment section. Yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Let me know your best bet of week 5. Sorry for the long video. Have a great day. Good luck. God bless. Grand Dog.